All right, I did some quick math. We have 2.5 minutes per question. Two mics. Chris. All right, so the first question will be for everybody. Maybe we could start on the end with Vincent. How do you leverage your existing client database and past clients to generate new leads?
Okay, so I spoke to a team member one time, and I'm always curious about what keeps team members on teams, right? Especially the really good producing ones. And this particular team member said, you know, to me, it's going to be a race to 500 past clients, right? I want to hit 500 past clients because once I hit that, I know I could let my foot off the gas, and that would feed my business going forward. And I thought that was such a great mindset to have. So we know that, with our past clients, it's probably the easiest way to get business if we get, referrals from them and whatnot. So I've got partners that do the pop buys. I have partners that send out branded magazines to them. We have auto plans set up so that we have a cadence to reach out every 90 days, for every single one of our past clients and that'll knock them off our list.
Great.
Okay, for me, I started my business in 2020 as a new agent, and since then I've sold over 375 homes. So in keeping my relationship, I categorize my clients. I build close relationship. There's an inner circle. There are people that you vibe with. There are people that goes beyond the transaction. Keeping every relationship with everybody is overwhelming. So there are people that look at you and your energy is the same with them. They love the vision. So the inner circle, so I intentionally put them together and I call them my marketers. I also call them my partners, my inner circle, people that I share my vision, who I am, when I started my business, where I'm going, what I'm here for, and I connect with them. And I make them understand that you are a part of my life, you are a part of my future, you are a blessing to me. I am here to service you, and you are also here to be a blessing. If you see something, I want a partnership. I have these conversations with them. Now, I keep that relationship. It feels like they have a divine assignment to ensure that I succeed. They understand that. I state that, look, we have a bond here, whatever help you need, this is what I need from you, this is what you need from me, we connect. Now, I keep that relationship, I communicate, I get personal with them, their events, their birthdays, I sponsor it intentionally. What are they celebrating? Their baby's birthday, where are they celebrating this baby's birthday? How much is it? $500 for the venue, I'm happy to pay that. All the friends and family, I will show up. If I can show up, someone from my circle will show up, and that's how we connect intimately. Guess what? Apart from the, after sale, apart from the fact that you do housewarming parties, those connection continues afterwards through those inner circle relationship. When I have events, they're happy to be there. So that connection, everybody they know, when you say real estate, they hear Jemimah. They, speak your name out there. Now, the rest of the other clients, of course, the mailers and all that. So if out of my 375 clients, I intentionally have mapped up 120 of these people as my inner circle that I touch base with literally monthly on a different level, and they understand me, they're on my Facebook page, they're on my Instagram page, and they know their assignment is to support me. I'm also there to support them.
Kristen, do you have anything quick that you want to add there?
Thanks, I haven't even spoken yet.
The anticipation.
Right. So we're known for surprise and delight, and we just kind of pop up everywhere. So I'll give you two quick little surprise and delight illustrations. One is when someone gives us a referral, so their neighbor wants to sell a house or their Aunt Susie, we thank them with an Amazon gift card. It's just a $10 gift card for the first of the month for the next 6 months, and it comes with a customized video in their email, and it's me saying, hi, thank you so much, you're going to get one of these for the next 6 months, and they're really cute, on-brand videos, so we just stay top of mind, and they love that. And we start the surprise and delight journey when they begin with us, and then we roll it through in perpetuity, like you can't shake us. But we have so many clients, I can't touch each one of them personally. So we use a lot of slide dial and slide broadcast for home anniversaries, birthdays, et cetera, where it's just a voicemail drop of me saying, hey, it's your home anniversary. Congratulations, you've built X equity this year. And I never actually spoke with them, but it's just a voicemail drop, and they know that I touched them.
Oh, that's great. And that leads into the next question. What digital marketing strategies can effectively attract leads despite limited inventory?
Okay, cool. So we also use a lot of AI that goes through our database, and we have a mixture of AI automations, and then we have AI bodies that call. So it's actually it sounds like a human, and it's a conversation, and then they'll do a live transfer. I mentioned the final offer to get leads in that way. That's on your own listings that you don't have to pay for. So if somebody comes in onto the platform and they don't already have an agent, they're assigned to you in perpetuity. So you have all of their direct contact information, and you can follow them around on the internet from there. What else in... Assume List, I don't know if you have Assume List, but that is a website that publishes all of the assumable loans. So anybody who's going and surfing on that platform, same thing for leads.
I want to hear more about that. Vincent?
We really like to leverage everybody else's coming soon listings. So we want to be the first ones to tell anybody and everybody about those listings coming to market. Okay, so our database, we use Brivity, and we're able to kind of reverse prospect our database with the coming soon, so we see who matches. We're able to give them a call, we're able to send them the flyer and whatnot, but we also pull the geo leads around those because we know the agents aren't calling, right? So we want to be the ones to market their listings to the neighbors.
Mm-hmm. No, that's great. And we can start with Jemimah. How do you position yourself as a community expert to attract buyers and sellers?
You know, as an agent, as a sales agent, I'm not just into sales, I'm a resource. I consider myself a resource to everyone I meet. I believe that I meet people for a purpose, and the reason why I'm called into this world is not just to sell a house, it's to connect with people spiritually, mentally, emotionally, to cause a change in their life. As a resource, I am a community experts because, for instance, through my social media, I connect with people a lot. I post 3 times a day intentionally. Not me, of course, my VAs. And it's intentional. If I could post 6 times, I will. And I belong to over 350 groups on social media. Every group I'm in there. And their job is to post and connect, inbox people. So I had a listing that I shared on social media. So there's this lady that I've always admired. I've been trying to connect with this lady for 6 years, even before becoming an agent. All of a sudden, she calls me by herself. I have her cell phone, I've texted her. And she's a very big, rich, noble lady. And she called me herself regarding this particular listing, and I screamed. And I said, Mrs. O, she was like, do you know me? I said, yes, I've been trying to connect with you. Long story short, we connected, she was excited. She didn't buy that particular house, but the house was actually a flip. But she ended up buying a $1.6 million home. She bought another $400,000 home. Long story short, I have sold over $5 million property to her within 4 months of connecting with her. Now, how did I impact her life, and how did I get more referrals from her? I asked her, what is your vision? As we connected, as we met, she told me, during the conversation, she told me she would like to write a book. I knew a publisher. I had every resource for her. I connected her. Now, she just published her book last week. Mm-hmm. Now, there's another part of her, there's an event she's been trying to put together. One thing I realized is that when you're at the top, you're lonely. She needed that friend at her level. She needed a resource. She needs someone to be comfortable. So I provided all those referrals that are easy, but it was hard for her to get to it. Not like she couldn't get to it, but she's just so busy running this empire that nobody really cares about her. She cares about her business. I found myself asking her, what do you need? I can be a resource. And all I did was just to refer those people, follow up with those people, and this lady sings my praise. So this is how I become a community expert, because every client is an individual. Every client is a soul. I want to connect. I want to see how past real estate, how I can change your life. And in return, I don't beg for clients because you will sing my praise all the days of your life.
No, that's great. All right. So, yeah, that's a drop. Kristen, do you want to answer the same question?
That's not fair.
How do
So I'm the neighborhood instigator. Shocker. I do a lot of charity work and I solve everyone's problems. So people are like, oh my God, it's a disaster. I need a margarita recipe. I got you. You need a roofer. I got you. And we put together, when I say I'm the neighborhood instigator, I'm not complaining about garbage cans on the listserv. I'm bringing everyone together to create a community event. So we have the Halloween Trail of Terror, which is completely volunteer-based and hand-built, and we get all the neighboring neighborhoods to come through. It's like 800 people, and we scare the crap out of them. We do photos with Santa. We do 4th of July parade. We do the mobile pumpkin patch, where we ride around like beauty queens through the neighborhood and let the kids get onto the mobile pumpkin patch and pick their pumpkin. So things like that, where we are inspiring people to participate and come together. And then I try to tie a charity piece of it, component to each one of those things. So if it's a neighborhood yard sale, bring your donations to my driveway. If you don't have anything to sell, drop it off in my driveway.
I love that. That's a big part of my business as well. For Vincent, how do you leverage current listings to generate new leads?
How do I leverage current listings to generate new leads? Why don't,
The old-fashioned way,
yeah,
you door knock, we market the listing.
I think so.
We look at move-up opportunities for other neighborhoods, and we slide dial and slide broadcast those people to say, come to our open house. We host charity events at the open house. I'll wear an inflatable unicorn costume, whatever.
It's nothing like super wow, right? It's just all the things that we all know that we need to do that we're probably not doing, but the key is to kind of do them all. All right? So I mean, we use Land Voice to pull the geo leads, and with that comes the emails and the addresses and the phone numbers, and some will have the information and some won't have the information. So you email the ones that have the emails, you call the ones that have the phone, and you mail the ones that have the addresses. That's it.
Yeah.
Right?
All right. Well, this leads perfectly. This is very well sequenced because they're leading perfectly into each other. One of my favorite subjects, open houses. The first open house I ever did 22 years ago, I closed 2 buyers from it. I was like, this business is so easy, but it's not. So I guess we could start with Kristen. What is your open house plan and how often do you follow up with the leads?
This is in a class I teach, and it's going to be the same answer I just gave, which is the old-fashioned way. So it's a minimum of 25 yard signs on the arterial roads leading all the way into the house. It's a minimum of 100 doors knocked before and after. It is a minimum of 22 follow-ups after the open house. It's with text video immediately after the open house, and then it's 3 times a day for the first 3 days, once a day for the next 3 days, once a week for the next 3 weeks, once a month for the next 3 months, or until they die, you die, or they tell you to die.
I love that. Jemimah, do you have anything to add? Open house plan?
Yes, I'm very big on open houses. I organize open houses for every of the listing because each listing generates 2 listings, minimum 2 listings. So I'll share my experience. In 2022, when I first joined EXP, I capped in 1 month, ICON'd in 3 months, joining EXP. The first $1 million listing I got was a $1.5 million listing, and it was a for sale by owner through social media. So I belonged to this group, and she posted, and I see her posting, and people were commenting. And I inboxed her, and I said to her, this is a $1.5 million home, and I looked at the MLS. You've been trying to sell this house for 5 years. I want you to know that nobody will buy this house from you because the buyers will need a professional, and they will not trust you. I need 5 minutes of your time for a listing presentation. She said, oh, my husband does not want to pay commission. I said, 5 minutes. I just need 5 minutes. And 2 days later, she got back to me and said, you have the 5 minutes. And I showed up at her house, I sat down with all my presentation. Her husband was really not very sweet, and he could not intimidate me. I went straight up, and long story short, by the time I was done with my listing presentation, he said to me, "Do you have the papers here?" I said, "Yes." He said, "I'm ready to sign." He instantly signed. He didn't want to pay commission. This guy agreed to 5% commission, of course, when it was 2.5, 2.5, and this was on a Friday. I quickly put that listing on the market because it's beautiful, 49 acres, beautiful. I put it on the market immediately and scheduled an open house the next day. Long story short, on that night, I posted in over 200 groups. I boosted it immediately. On that open house day, something magical happened. 30 minutes to the open house, this Ferrari came in early. Of course, I do the door knocking, 40 doors before the open house. He came in with his wife. She had a bonnet. And it's the most amazing experience. And they came in and they said, "Take it off the market. We saw your post in a group. We want the house. We want the house. We want everything. We want to develop this community." So this guy, and I said, "I can't. Open house, people are coming in like 15 minutes. And he said, "What if I give you an earnest deposit check?" And this guy wrote a $500,000 check right there, left it on the table, and walked away. And then my seller's camera was looking, and the seller said, "Jemimah, what the hell? Take it!" And I said, "Oh my God, I need to call my broker. I can't." We're in attorney states, Delaware. And I called my broker, and he was like, "Oh my God, just continue with the open house." So I was able to pull myself together. This guy showed up 30 minutes before the end of the open house and said to me, "You still didn't take it off the market." I said, "I will get to you. My seller traveled." I lied to him. And you know what he said? "I don't have an agent. How about you be my agent?" So long story short, this guy, bought the house, and we got the full 5% commission. And he was cash buyer and closed in 2 weeks, allowed my sellers to be there for 4 months free. And he told them to take all the furnitures because the house came with everything. He said, "I don't need anything from you." So that's what open house could do. I could tell you from that same seller, I got 2 of his friends. I sold 2 of his friends' home. That buyer turned out to be a buyer that bought properties from me, more than 16 properties. Because now I said to him, I found out, I connected personally, went to his mansion, we became friends, me and his wife, and and after my presentation with him, investor's presentation, you know what he asked me? He was like, "Jemimah, what can you do with $5 million? I said, "Oh yeah, I could buy a lot of investment properties." And he said, "You have it." Yep. So I found a lot of investment properties for this guy. So the buyer gave me 16 and more of his friends. So now I'm a family realtor. The seller, I'm a family realtor. That's what open house connection does for you.
Yeah. No, the power of open houses, I try to explain that to my team members all the time. So in the interest of moving this forward a little bit, Vincent, I'm just going to put this to you. What creative ways do you utilize to stay top of mind with potential sellers?
I don't even think this is creative either. It's just you make sure that each of them have their market report, right? Super simple, and it's automated, but depending on their ETA, that's how often you call them, right? So if their ETA is 1 to 3 months, then we're calling them every single week. If it's 3 to 12 months, we're calling them every 30 days. If it's 12 months plus, we're calling them every 60 days, right? But that's it. If they look at their market report, we call them right away. That's been working like excellent for us.
100%.
It's easy.
I love to have little booby traps in my marketing pieces to see what they're clicking on and then call behind
That's
that.
very interesting. So they sometimes don't click, "Hey, I want a more detailed market report." Sometimes they click, "I want to buy a second home. I want to see, if I qualify, or I want to get rid of my PMI," whatever it is.
Yeah, I put a lot of links to see which they're clicking on. So I will start with Vincent. We work this way. I'll combine the last 2 questions. Do you utilize other lead generation that we didn't bring up? How's it working for you? And one thing the audience should be doing.
Again, I'm very simple. What I realize is that we tend to pay more for bottom of funnel leads, right? The ones that convert easier, we tend to pay like a higher referral for, like those Zillow leads with the 40% and all that stuff. It's because they tend to convert a little bit easier, right? But you make more money if you learn how to follow up, okay? So, you know, my thought is maybe it would be easier to go out there and buy old Zillow leads from all of the agents that are leaving the market, okay? And then turn your automation onto that database and just deal with the ones that are raising their hand. Okay, so that's going to be 2025 goals.
That's good strategy. Jemimah, same question. Other lead generation you're using and something that the audience should be doing.
So for me, I finally figured out 2 years, the best lead gen for me is Google as a local expert. The first place people go to find a house is Google. The first place they go to get the price of their home is Google. And when they type their addresses on Google, that's why Zillow, Realtor.com, and all of them market so much on Google, because the leads you're getting from Zillow comes from Google. So those people, when you type 9 Bacon Court, you will see Zillow, Realtor.com, and all of them. So the best for me, and I advise, is Google. Because with Google, they call you, I'm talking about not just Google ads, local service ads. They're 2 different things. Google local service ads is the best. So type your name and your city or your state and you see where you rank. If you don't like where you rank, here's what you're going to do to get those calls. I was sitting here, a lead just called me and I just told my partner, I texted him the number, I just texted the lead, I'll call you right back. I'm in a conference in 2 minutes. I forwarded it to my partner, he stepped out and called the lead and converted, he's a seller. It's that easy. They call you when they want to sell, they call you. It's not like Zillow leads that you have to call or all these other leads, they call you. So if you go on there, how do you become a community icon in your sphere or in your state? Everyone that you know, you should get a Google review. If you type your name on Google, you will see all the top agents. Those agents did this work that I'm telling you right now. So some of you already know that. That's the free, easy lead gen. Now, Google local service ads, you will pay, but when it's converted, you know what I mean? And you could dispute it. So you could put 5,000 there, and at the end of the day, you only pay 200. You only pay 400. Does that make sense? So it's better than Zillow where you pay $10,000 and then I end up converting like 3 or 4, of their leads. But this, you just put a high and they send you everybody and get all the reviews you can. Get your mom to give you a 5-star review. Get your uncle, get your children, get everybody to give you a 5-star review and start from there. Try and have a goal. We learned about setting goal and say before the end of 1 year, that was my goal when I found out about Google last year. Now I'm at 145 reviews. And how do I get my review? You have to get your review at the closing table. Don't send it after. The buyers are lazy to give you a review. It's not important. They're celebrating their home. While they're in the gratitude moment, that's when you get your Google review. Oh my God, I'm so happy. And they're about to sign. Oh, thank you, Jemimah. Oh, the best, thank you. Do you have a phone? They say yes. Type Google. Do you have a Google? Yes. Okay, let me show you. Type Jemimah Chuks. They pull it up. Listen, my goal. Remember, you have to share your vision with your client. They're human beings. It's emotional intelligence. You have to sell emotionally to people. When you connect emotionally, you will sell fast. So my goal is to sell 200 homes. Can you help me achieve that by giving me a 5-star review? Right there, they'll give it to you. And that's how you grow your Google page. Thank you.
No, that's great. So head people off at the pass with Google.
So Google OLSA only works if you consistently get new Google reviews. So pick up your phone, go to Google right now, pick up your phone.
Yep.
Go to Google.
Yep.
Google Kristen Francis Team.
Yep.
You think I'm kidding? I'm going to get 100 reviews right now. I'm the most hilarious and educational presenter there. Whatever. Or like, she's got great hair. I don't care. Give me a 5-star review on Kristen Francis Team. While you're doing that, I'll tell you what we do. We leverage social media with those Google advertising to create a one-to-many situation because we don't actually buy leads. We do drive traffic to our website. I refuse to compete with anyone else, and I'm the only one who can be the meest me I could be. So I put myself out on social media with a lot of hashtag nailed it moments. So people are attracted to my authenticity, and they will come and bring the business to me. So if you're done writing your Google review right now, that you didn't write enough words.
No, that's great.
awesome.
So one thing that I will add, because I think reviews and being, towards the top of Google is so huge, I've actually tied the reviews to charitable donations on my clients' behalf, and they never say no.
Yep.
So have some kind of tie-in, and thank you, guys. That was fantastic.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. That was awesome.